Right back with another ISO Swish episode. And on today's show, we're talking Last Dance, episodes 7 and 8. Got my man, of course, Dave Queen, as usual. What's going on, guys?
What's up, man? What up, Smoke?
Hey, Mark, what's your big takeaway from both of these episodes?
For me, man, I mean, it's just like I said, the media got in on Jordan on this one. And Jordan's drive, his total drive to win. I mean, to me, it just goes to show that his work ethic is above most of ours. And he wanted to be the best basketball player and to win at all costs necessary. Whatever he had to do to win, that's what he was going to do. If it involved yelling and screaming at his teammates, so be it. Oh, well, he wanted to win.
Right. What you think, Dave?
Man, I agree with you, Mark. I mean, his makeup, man, is just second to none, man. I'm amazed at his drive and what he'll do to get an edge, to get himself going, to to kill somebody. I mean, man, he'll make up a lie to himself and believe the lie,
right? And
then go out there and kill somebody, man.
Like
that's true. That's right. True.
Listen, man, hold on. Listen, LeBradford Smith. 37 points. MJ said, I'll let this bum get 37. What can I come up with? Oh, he put his arm around me and said, good game. Oh, I'm going to come out and kill him. I'm going to get 37. I'm going to get 37 and a half.
Right. First half.
But the
other part that stood out to me was, while he almost like a robot, like just a relentless killer, he also is a human being. And to see that emotional side to him when he was trying to explain himself or the perception that people have of him at almost 60 years old, and to see him tear up at that point, it was just incredible. I always say, I wasn't the biggest Michael Jordan fan, but from watching these episodes, man, I've gained a big level of respect and also understanding of how he works and what makes him tick.
Right. So when we start from the beginning of episode 7, his dad passes away, which is extremely sad. And like Mark said, the media just blew this thing totally out of proportion, talking about gambling debts could have caused his death and all these kind of things. And Mark, what was your feeling on the death of his dad and how that affected him?
Oh, I know that it affected him greatly because, his dad was the glue that held the family together. He was the one that pushed him against his brother Larry in all those battles on the court, and it just was devastating to see that unfold. And then on top of that, watch the media go at him because alleged gambling debts, because that could have caused his father's death. And it was just. I sat there myself and helped vilify the media for doing that. It was tough to see that.
Right. I actually believed it for a while. Like, I actually believed that conspiracy theory that his dad got killed by some mafioso dudes from the casino and blah, 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 blah. And it's just amazing how the media, and this flows into the baseball thing. It amazes me how the media can warp our brain, even in today's pandemic society, can warp the brain and really influence us in so many ways and make us think certain ways that really aren't the case. So when we flow into the baseball part, Dave, tell me about your perceptions of the baseball, him playing baseball and all of that.
Yeah, I mean, I think, like he said, the baseball thing was just something that he has always wanted to do. And it almost like people seem like, people try to control you, like the media want to control them. Everybody want to control you, tell you what you can and what you cannot do. And the man said, this is just what I wanted to do. Right. And when he retired, he was at a point in that retirement where, that first retirement where he lost his drive. He didn't have the motivation that he had, and he couldn't find anything else to motivate him. I don't think that he thought that he was never coming back. I think that he was like, he just didn't want to play at this particular time.
Right.
When he was ready to come back.
Yeah, he just wanted to break. What you think, Mark?
Yeah, I totally agree with Dave, man. I kind of had the inkling he was going to come back, but he had given him 3 championships. I mean, what else could he have given him, man? Then it was emotionally draining on him losing his father. and then the Bulls were taxing on him, and he was physically tired, and ended up doing what he wanted to do. Like Dave said, he wanted to do what he wanted to do, not what they wanted him to do. So I like the fact that he did that.
Yeah. All right, let's talk Scottie Pippen in that 1.8 seconds left against the Knicks. He'll never live that down. Let's be honest. I mean, it's been, 20, 25 years now, whatever it's been. And it still reigns true. And I still tell my kids, I don't care if you get smoked on the court, on the field, in class, playing chess, you don't quit, period. Dave, talk to me about that.
I think that I agree with you. I also feel that Scottie Pippen was a human being, and he let his feelings get in the way of what needed to get done. I do like the fact that right after the game, he apologized to his teammates, and he knew he was wrong. However, I've always had an issue with Scottie Pippen because I don't know if he got that same heart without Michael Jordan. You understand what I'm saying?
No, I agree.
By himself, does he still have that same? I don't feel that Scottie Pippen is top 50 of all time. That's just my opinion.
Wow.
And it's not because of his basketball. It's just because, man, I think he got the heart. And I don't see he didn't do a whole lot. Well, I'm not gonna say he didn't do a whole lot. I mean, he was a great basketball player. Without Michael Jordan, he wasn't as great to me. I think that you could have taken him out of the equation and replaced him with a number of small forwards, and they still could have won those championships. However, we know that they couldn't have won those championships without Mike.
Right. Right. What's your feelings, Mark?
Wow, that's pretty bold. That's pretty bold, Dave. I have to disagree with you on that. You know, I mean, Scottie Pippen was probably one of the top 2 or 3 defenders of all time in the league.
I agree.
And yeah, I mean that play definitely changed. The play that changed that could have changed the course. Now, Kukoc hit that shot. You know, if he did, the Bulls lose, I think, in overtime, and they get swept in that series.
But he still lost the series, Mark, regardless. So, I mean,
yeah, he still lost the series, but I think they would have gotten swept. And the games between the game, like I said, the game was played on a Friday, and the next game was played on a Sunday. So it was a very short turnaround, and it was just a tough thing for him to ever live down. Even though he did apologize, it was a straight no. Never should have done that. I coach my kids, man. I tell them the same thing: don't ever quit, man. If the coach tells you something, you got to do it.
Right. But, I'm gonna tell you, Mark. My biggest takeaway from that whole series and that whole part of the episode was Scottie Pippen dunking on Pat Ewing. Trash. And then talking trash to Spike Lee, like, sit your little butt down. This ain't a movie, bro. This ain't a movie.
That was classic.
I love that.
It's real life.
Yeah.
Real life, buddy.
Yeah, no joke. And to be honest with you, I thought Tony Kukoc was ahead of his time. You know, having a 6'10", 11, whatever he was, point forward. That's basically what he was. He kind of was like a Kevin Durant before Kevin Durant. Move, he could really pass extraordinarily well, stick the outside shot. Definitely wasn't playing any defense.
No, he was terrible.
I thought he was a really, really skilled player. I thought he ended up being way better than a lot of people thought he was going to be coming through.
Yeah.
What's up, Dave?
He was not a Kevin Durant.
No, I'm not saying he was. I'm not saying he was Kevin Durant. I'm just saying a 6'10", very tall point forward type. He can't even touch Kevin Durant. Don't get me wrong.
Can't touch Scottie Pippen. He's not Scottie Pippen either.
Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying that he was kind of before his time. He was like the first one I saw that had the ball handling skills, the passing skills, and could shoot it, that kind of thing. But no, he doesn't even compare to Kevin Durant.
Okay, I mean, I thought you was sitting this morning.
No. I'm not tripping. So look, let's talk.
I said sipping. I said sipping, not tripping.
Oh, sipping.
Early morning sip.
I would put him in the same sentence as Kevin Durant.
No. I was just saying some of the skills.
I don't know where it came from.
Right, some of the skill set. So look, let's talk about episode 8. So episode 8 was kind of like the B.J. Armstrong episode. You know, he has this unbelievable game, this moment, and next thing you know, Mike is like, "No, you didn't." He just was like, nah, Slim.
Yeah.
That one good game, but I'm going to put it on you. So Mark, tell me about that, man.
You know, the image we see, we all saw, and which is ingrained in my memory now from last night, was him holding that bat, smoking that cigar, man. You know, that was a solid image when he was like, yeah, like this. Just see what the score is when it's 0-0. You know, he's about to get after him. And Glenn Rice said it like the whole team knew that something was about to go down. Right.
No doubt. I forgot to mention that the whole baseball part in episode 7. My fault, guys, but I forgot to mention that the media made him look like he was so bad during that time period. Like I really thought that Michael Jordan was complete doo-doo in baseball. But it comes out, if he had went through the program for another year or so, he was going to make the majors, like for real. Yeah. So it's just another example of the media twisting things around. So props to Mike for leaving basketball, going to baseball. There's only been a few guys to ever do that. Your Deion Sanders or your Bo Jackson. They did it from football to baseball. I haven't seen anybody do it from basketball to baseball.
No, he was a decent baseball. He was decent. He was. Right. They bumped him up to AA because he's like Ryan Stowe said, they didn't have the media space for him. They bumped him up to otherwise he would have playing A ball. But I think eventually, had he was hitting 200 and he hit 202, he would have eventually came up. They would have eventually called him up to the big leagues.
No doubt.
Right.
No doubt.
What do you think, Dave? You think
about the baseball? About the baseball. Yeah, I think that NHL, like he had a 13-game hitting streak, but they was throwing him all fastballs. He was knocking them out. He was hit. But when he started working on the side of the curveball, and then he started. So I mean, I think he had more time. I think he could have been successful. I don't know how successful, but I think he could have been successful. But back to what we were talking about BJ Armstrong. I'm telling you that what you mark that clip when he was in the locker room smoking his cigar and swinging that bat. I'm gonna tell you, you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of Al Capone. What's that movie, Chris?
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about?
Untouchable. That's the Untouchable.
I'm going out there for myself. But I get nowhere unless the team wins.
Team. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Calm down, no. He just swinging the bat, smoking a cigar. I started getting a little nervous. He's scared a little.
Yeah.
He's gonna kill these guys, man.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, man. He was honest, but what he said was so like, it's easy to trash with one. To me, he talked that trash when it's 0-0. But when you're down, man, that's what I'm saying, man. The dude just he's one of a kind, man.
Yeah, he's insane. It reminded me. I don't know if you guys watched a ton of The Wire, but it reminded me of Marlowe from The Wire, and he used to swing a golf club.
Can we talk? I need you to walk back up there and pack up your people. I'm being a gentleman about it for the moment.
Be on the corner swinging a golf club, and it was just vicious. It was just viciousness. It was just the way he looked and the way he carried himself. Him sitting there, Mike sitting there carrying that bat like, I am getting ready to destroy somebody.
Oh, good. Some heads about to be chopped. It also reminded me of that episode of Martin, man, with that thief, and he had that fake dog, and he was walking around, and Martin, that jump. No, okay. No, that wasn't the same thing.
I don't remember that one.
You don't remember that episode? I'm the only one who watched Martin, man.
We flow into episode 8, and we talk about Jordan coming back. So he leaves baseball for whatever reason, the strike in baseball. He comes back, and a few games after he's back, he drops a double nickel against the Knicks. I thought, to me, one of the greatest performances I've ever seen in my life. And the hype was so much for the game, and then he just took the hype to a whole nother level. Talk to me about that, Mark.
Yeah, you know, and dropping that 55, he wasn't even in basketball shape, full basketball shape. And it was a game on NBC, and it was, I mean, people were selling tickets out there for like $1,200 to get into that game. And he was clearly not in basketball shape, but to imagine if he was, and just going at the Knicks in the Garden, man, that's just classic stuff. Classic stuff.
No doubt, no doubt. What you think, Dave?
I mean, it was vintage MJ, man.
Mm-hmm.
It was vintage MJ, man.
Vintage.
But what stood out to me was the first game back when, you know, he didn't have his dad, and he was all mixed up, miscombobulated. He had his shorts on backwards. I mean, that's just not Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan prepared for everything. But it just shows you how important, you know, his dad was to him, and I can relate. And you know, losing my dad, you lost, especially when your father's in your life like that, and you know he's been there through everything, and then he comes back, and he wasn't ready. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Mentally, he wasn't ready. He wasn't ready. Mentally, he wasn't ready. And again, he had to dig that and find it within himself to get back. I mean, and hey, coming back, dropping 55, not in basketball shape. He was in baseball shape at the time. Like he said, you know, basketball is more shoulders, upper body, you know, for him. And he wasn't conditioned for that. But to still be able to come back and drop 55 in the Mecca,
it's impressive. It's
impressive. Michael Jordan, man.
So the next,
like Dave said, man, that's vintage Jordan, man.
No doubt, no doubt. So the next part that really caught my attention as a basketball super fan was the Space Jam games at Warner Brothers Studio with all NBA dudes coming to the studio. I mean, coming to the bubble is what they call it, the bubble, and getting down. What I want is full game highlights from those games. That's what I want.
Yeah. Those are out there somewhere. Somebody has video of those games.
Yeah.
All those games.
Yeah, because you had Pat Ewing, Juan Howard was playing, just a host of NBA guys. You know, it was crazy.
Reggie Miller.
Yeah, everybody.
Mike looked like Mike, like for real.
Yeah. And what he was doing was he was sizing up the competition, man. He just, you know, I'm watching Reggie Miller do this. You know, I'm watching Pat do this, man. That's the type of mentality Jordan had, to break down and then talk to himself about what he's going to do against these players when he meets them in real time. That's the type of mentality Jordan had, to break you down and just get in your head and get that W by any means necessary. Right.
No doubt. I thought it was really impressive, Dave, that they get beat by Orlando, you know, when he comes back. Okay, they got beat. You know, he wasn't in the greatest of shape. The team was a little, like Mark said, a little discombobulated. And then they come back the next year and sweep them dudes, okay, with a super healthy Penny and Shaq and Nick Anderson, Dennis Scott, and they get swept. Talk to me about that, Dave.
It was the makeup of the team. They had the nucleus back. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They had the king back. I call him the king, but he's not the king. But you know what I mean? Right. I mean, they were back. Chemistry was back flowing, and it just goes to show you. I'm telling you, he was the key to everything. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they had Phil Jackson was unarguably the best coach. I mean, he knew how to blend those guys, get them back to where they need to be. I mean, you had to know, and like he said, he was waiting for Orlando. That's what he was.
That's all he wanted.
He was waiting to go up against Orlando. That's all he wanted.
Yeah.
No doubt.
The payback.
Anybody got anything else? Any other takeaways from the 7th and 8th episodes?
Yeah, I do. My man Scott Burrell, man. I gotta take my hat off to him, man. Hey, Scott Burrell,
nice guy.
He took that abuse like a champ.
Right.
Yeah.
He did, but see, you know what? That's what you call thick skin. And like Mike said, he said he was super talented, but he didn't have the drive. And he wanted to light that fire under him, but he couldn't break him. He couldn't. And, you know, like Scott Burrell, man, he just get on the chin, man, and kept going.
Right.
And I just thought that was key. And those are the type of guys that you need on a basketball team because he was mentally tough. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, he had a role, he played a role, and he was mentally tough. You can't have no weak dudes on the team, man.
Right.
And you trying to win a championship.
No doubt. No doubt. Yeah, I agree. Any other takeaways you got, Mark?
Yeah, man. You know, we talk about the part with about Gary Payton when Joe was looking at the video of Payton talking. I really thought he went full super villain in that mode. You know, with the dastardly laugh. And I don't think he was just talking. He was laughing at Payton. I think he was talking about the whole thing, the media, and the idea and the thought that you know the Sonics could stop them. You know, after that, and I think it made a good look for Jordan for some people, but a lot of people thought he went full super villain on that mode, laughing at Payton. But I think it was directed to the media and the Sonics as well.
Right.
Oh,
I remember watching that series. I never thought Seattle was in that series. Never.
I thought they were going to get swept. I thought they really did.
Yeah, to me, they were just going through the motions. You know, Peyton had a couple of good games. You know, Rain Man had a couple of good games, but no, it wasn't going to happen. It wasn't going to happen. Yeah. So anyway, anybody got anything else?
I got one other thing. My man Steve Kerr.
Oh, I apologize. Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the fact that, you know, and like Steve Kerr said, I mean, Steve Kerr knew that. Steve Kerr, he probably never been fighting a day in his life. But he stood up to Mike, and Mike respected him after that. And like he said, after that it changed their relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it just showed like Mike knew that, okay, I can go to war with this dude right here. I can go to he might can't fight, but he gonna leave it on the line. He might get beat up, but I know he gonna be there right there with me. You know what I'm saying? So I think that was good too.
Yeah, I like the fact that Mike knew he was immediately wrong by doing that, and you know, they apologized and so forth and made up, and they became stronger. They became really, really close after that. So I think that's great. Mark, you got anything else?
I'm looking forward to the last two episodes. This episode, speaking of shoes, they did shock drop the Jordan 10 Soul Flies at the beginning of the first episode. They sold out for $200 immediately. Just a little tidbit there. But I'm looking forward to the last two episodes talking about Jordan's security guy and just end up finishing off that championship run, man. It should be a great.
Yeah, this has been just an incredible documentary. You know, it's something that I'm so happy that my kids, even Chrissy, even little Chrissy watching it, you know, so I think it's the PG version. I think it's incredible. So anyway, all right, y'all, let's wrap it up. We got to roll. So thanks everybody for watching. Keep watching. Keep hitting us up on Instagram at The ISO Swiss Show. That's The ISO Swiss Show on Instagram. Hit us up on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, all that good stuff. And we're going to try to keep giving you guys great content as we move forward. So with that being said, see you when we see you.
See you.
Peace.